right, you filthy history freak. Let's dive into the fiery, fuck you chaos of June 24th, 1991 that'll make your blood boil and your fists itch. The Supreme Court in U.S. v. Eichman dropped a 5-4 bombshell, striking down the Flag Protection Act of 1989 as a violation of free speech. This wasn't just a legal spat, it was a cultural cage match, pitting Republican patriots who die for the flag against leftist weirdos, torching it to stick it to the man. The flag, that sacred symbol of GIs bleeding in Normandy and Iwo Jima, was under siege, and conservatives were ready to throw hands. Rewind to 1989. Some commie punk, Sean Eichman, and his ragtag crew burn an American flag outside the Capitol to protest, big shock, U.S. policies. This came after Texas versus Johnson, 1989, where the court, in another 5-4 gut punch, said flag burning was protected speech. Republicans, led by George H.W. Bush, lost their shit. The flag's the heart of America, stitched with the blood of heroes, and these pinko assholes were lighting it up like a cheap joint. Congress, with GOP muscle, passed the Flag Protection Act, making it a federal crime to knowingly mutilate, deface, or burn the flag. Violators' punishment? Up to a year in the slammer. Conservatives cheered. Finally, a law to protect the stars and stripes from anarchist dipshits. But Eichman and his crew said, fuck that, and burned more flags to test the law. They got arrested, and the case shot up to the Supreme Court faster than a rocket up a hippie's ass. On June 24, 1991, Justice William Brennan, backed by the court's liberal wing and swing vote Anthony Kennedy, wrote the majority opinion, Flag burning's expressive conduct, and is protected by the First Amendment. The act, they said, was a content-based restriction targeting political speech, exactly what the Constitution's meant to shield. The 5-4 vote was a knife to the heart of every veteran who ever saluted Old Glory. Dissenters, led by conservative lion John Paul Stevens, roared that the flag's unique status as a symbol of national unity justified the ban. Stevens, a Wubby Pew vet, argued burning it wasn't speech, it was a spit in the face of every soldier's sacrifice. Republicans went apeshit. Bush pushed a constitutional amendment to ban flag burning, backed by 80% of Americans in 1990 Gallup polls. Posts from a Patriot Pulse 2024 call it the day the court betrayed our heroes. And web dives, like a 2024 Heritage Foundation piece, argue the ruling let radicals desecrate our values. But the amendment fizzled, Congress couldn't muster the 2/3 vote, and by 1995, the issue faded as the economy took center stage. Liberals jerked off to their free speech win, ignoring how it alienated heartland patriots. Conservatives, though, saw the deeper truth. The First Amendment's a double-edged sword, protecting even the most offensive shit to keep America free. June 24, 1991, was a bitter pill. Freedom won, but it felt like a kick in the nuts to every flag-waving American. Holy hell, you flag-waving warriors, June 24, 1991, was the day the Supreme Court let commie punks torch Old Glory and called it free speech. Republicans fought like hell to protect our sacred stars and stripes, but those liberal justices pissed on every soldier's grave with their 5-4 ruling. If this tale of constitutional chaos and patriot rage lit a fire in your gut, then smash that like button like you're curb-stomping a hippie's protest sign. Don't just click it, nuke it till your screen cracks and the internet begs for mercy. And if you're not subscribed, what the fuck's wrong with you? Slam that subscribe button harder than Trump just slammed Iran, and ring that bell like you're sounding the alarm for liberty. We're dropping more history bombs every week, so don't miss the next war. Spill your guts in the comments. Curse those flag-burning bastards, or tell me what patriotic fight you want next. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep America's fire raging, you red-blooded maniacs. Now saddle up for June 25th, 1876, when the Battle of Little Bighorn turned the Montana Plains into a slaughterhouse, with Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho warriors wiping out George Armstrong Custer and his 7th Cavalry in a glorious, gut-wrenching fuck you to U.S. expansion. This ain't just a fight. It's a conservative cautionary tale of hubris, bad intel, and what happens when you underestimate a pissed-off enemy defending their way of life. Expect a tale of bravery, betrayal, and blood that'll make your patriot heart pound and your fists clench. It's gonna be raw, savage, and filthier than a saloon brawl at midnight.